And So, Notes on the Bible and Religion. Episode 25. One Very Special Chair. In several Christian traditions, the calendar year is full of feast days for saints. Rather than describing huge meals, the word feasts here means more like optional memorial days to remind the faithful of exemplary Christians from the past. Many Protestant denominations give relatively little or no attention to these feast days, in part because of some issues arising during the 16th century Reformation, but that is another topic altogether. One criticism of this disregard for feast days is that it fosters a collective forgetfulness of the persons of faith between the time of the Bible and today. Now, I had thought that feast days solely pertained to human saints. As it turns out, however, February 22nd is a rather peculiar feast day. It is the feast of St. Peter's chair. A feast day for a chair? This almost begs for a note on the Bible and religion. Simon Peter was one of Jesus' closest disciples and was quite the personality. He might be called Jesus' right-hand man. A fisherman by trade, he and Jesus came to have some rather interesting words with each other. See, for example, Matthew 26:33-35 and 75, and there are others. He was the disciple who, seeing Jesus walking upon the sea, stepped out of a boat and walked on water himself until fear set in and he cried out for Jesus to save him. Matthew 14:25-31. And during the arrest of Jesus, it was Peter who drew his sword and hacked at a servant of the high priest, cutting off his ear. John 18:10 and 26. 2 books of the Bible are attributed to him. Jesus even gave Simon the name Peter, meaning rock, and told him, "Upon this rock I will build my church," Matthew 16:18. As a founder of the church in Rome, Peter is considered its first bishop and is regarded as the first in a line of popes stretching from antiquity to today. Perhaps it is with this point that a feast day for a chair begins to make sense. You may have heard of cathedrals. A cathedral is usually larger and more ornate than a typical church. The word cathedral literally means armchair or throne. Cathedrals, then, are the special churches where a bishop sits or officially presides. The cathedral in Rome, known as St. Peter's Basilica, houses the magnificent Cathedra Petri, throne of Peter. It is a majestic work in an immense and wonderfully beautiful church. Early churches, by contrast, were very simple structures. One of the earliest surviving churches is the Dura Europos house church in Syria. It was a mere residence converted for Christian worship services. Yet even in this early church, we see the importance of Peter. In the artwork above a baptism area, we see an image of Peter beginning to sink as he walks on water. His right hand is reaching out for Jesus' own saving right hand. And so, both in today's grand cathedral chair in Rome and in a simple house church from antiquity, it is Peter who may be seen as Jesus' right-hand man. And what a rock he was. Something to think about. If you could set up a yearly festival for someone who hasn't been known by the world, who would that person be? Why? Print and ebook editions of And So, Notes on the Bible and Religion are available on Amazon. More information on my work may be found at jasoncdykhouse.com.